It's not Chris. Welcome to WSN's The Zone on Fox. Manny Melito, Jerry Mercado, and we're here Sunnyside.
Yep.
We just witnessed one heck of a ball game. Kamiakin, Sunnyside. The Grizzlies thought they had it all locked up. Let's take a look at the highlights, Jerry.
Well, I tell you what, first of all, starting off, this is the best high school football game that I've ever witnessed, especially next to you in the broadcast booth. Every time we come here to Sunnyside, it is just exciting. We see game winners. It was no different tonight. You know what? Sunnyside came right out, Manny, and a turnover right away to begin the game. Kamiakin, they take advantage of that.
Absolutely. They take advantage of it, march it down to score, but then they also give the ball back. It seemed like every time Sunnyside gave Kamiakin the ball, Kamiakin would give Sunnyside the ball, vice versa. They were mirroring each other out on the field. Yeah,
Kamiakin gets started with Olala, and then Sunnyside comes right back down, and then we see a record broken that stood since 1968. Eduardo Salmarón, this is just great individual effort from him. You see him run it to the right side. Kamiakin thinks that they have him tackled. He doesn't give up on the play, and then boom, he is gone, showing off the speed down the field. Touchdown Sunnyside, and they have shocked the Kamiakin
Staying
stands.
on his feet, unbelievable play there by Salmarón. Then you see Brandon Larson, a kid, a great athlete, but he's kind of trumped by all the big names on this Kamiakin team, and he shined very brightly tonight.
Yes, he did. He had one drop early, but then he came right back, had a couple of huge catches, and then the touchdown catch over here in the end zone, a nice pass from Kyle Robertson, but an even better catch by Brandon Larson, only a junior, so I imagine we'll see some more of that.
Absolutely. Tied game here late in the third quarter. Then you got to sprinkle a little bit of that Sunnyside magic on it with a deep pass all the way to Contreras.
Yeah, well, even before that, you know what, Eduardo Salmarón had taken a huge hit, had to come out of the game for one play, came right back in, and threw that deep pass, like you said, to Contreras, unbelievable, right over Javon Williams, which is kind of ironic because Javon Williams had an incredible game at defensive back, 2 interceptions, and then the big one.
Well, not only that, Contreras, the next drive comes out, picks off Kyle Robertson. You think, wow, the game's over. There's only 36 seconds left, but wait a minute, Kamiakin has timeouts.
Well, and this is why you get paid the big bucks as a head coach, to be able to save those timeouts. It's unbelievable that they had all of them to begin with at the very end of the game. They're able to use those, take advantage, and Sunnyside runs it out the back of the end zone for a safety.
Out the back of the end zone for a safety, a squib kick, returned back in a good field position, but Contreras loses his helmet on the play. He's got to sit on the sideline, and Javon Williams one-on-one with the backup corner.
And out of the Big Nine and the MCC, Joseph Contreras might be the best defensive back out of the two conferences. I got to say, though, this set up perfectly for Kyle Robertson. Kyle Robertson, who could throw the ball easily 60 yards, comes down to the last play.
I heard people after the game calling it a Hail Mary. This is not a Hail Mary. This was designed to go right to Williams. Williams picking on a corner one-on-one, and what a great catch.
It's a Hail Mary because it was a prayer, a hope and a prayer, and that's exactly what happened. Yeah, Javon Williams, I tell you what, recruiters out there, if you're looking for a wide receiver, development wide receiver, this is his first year playing varsity. We watched a couple of big plays, we'll talk about that in the interview, but a couple of big plays, once during basketball against Foss, and then right here in this Hail Mary. I don't know what it is, but he seems to get up for big time moments.
Absolutely. So, the Kamiakin Braves, this game was just absolutely nuts.
Yeah.
When we come back, we're going to have highlights from around the league, plus a look in from some of the players on both sides of the football from tonight's game. We'll be right back on WSN's The Zone on Fox. Welcome back to WSN's The Zone on Fox. Manny Melito, Jerry Mercado. We got a chance to talk to both teams here. Let's start with Sunnyside first.
It's a heartbreaker, man. Our team is so tough. To do what we do and to come up short every time, it's hard. But these guys stick together, and I'm proud of them. And these guys are like my brothers, and I'm not going to give up. And I know these guys aren't going to give up too. We're going to keep on playing. And we're going to try to pick up some league wins and still make it to the playoffs, hopefully.
Just talk about the effort from your boys.
I was extremely proud. You know, we had great coverage. I know that at the end there we had a little bit of breakdown. We had a helmet come off and somebody had to come off the field. A good young kid was in there. Just they threw a good ball and hit it. I felt like we played and had a great defensive scheme against them. Offensively, we were able to do enough to put us in a situation. We just didn't finish.
Right now, we're thinking about the next game already. We got another home game at Clemson. We got a great crowd. They come to support us, and we just got to go out and get it. We need a short memory. Those picks, those fumbles, this horrible loss, it hurts now. But tomorrow, we gotta just keep moving.
Last 2 weeks, we've shown that we're really pretty darn good, and you know, a couple of plays from being 3-0, and that a lot of people could say that, but I mean, I think we're growing as a team, and now we just need to come together and finish.
So a tough loss for the Grizzlies, but a team that was very happy, fought the entire game. Kamaica Braves, let's take a look at Javon Williams, what he had to say after the game.
My coaches and everyone on the team told me not to get my head down when I let that pass get in for a touchdown. I kept my head up, and Cal told me the whole time we're gonna get a touchdown. He believed in me, the coaches believed in me, everyone else believed in me, and I caught it. Like, couldn't believe it at first. It felt good. Like, it felt really good to catch that touchdown and get the W.
Man, I'm just glad. I'm glad we got out of there with a win. You know, I don't know what yard line we were on with 12 seconds to go, but
39.
39-yard line, man. We had 89 Vegas V-seam, and it's all goes, and it's Hail Mary, and threw it up to Javon. I'm so glad he's out on this team. He threw it up as high as I could, and he went and got it.
It was a great football game, and all the praise in the world to Coach Morrow, his coaching staff, and the players at Sunnyside, and the fans, and our fans. It was a fun game. It was too bad somebody had to lose. You know, it's a cliche, everybody says that, but you know, they deserve to win. We deserve to win, and it just happened to be in our favor. But very good football team by two very good football teams out there.
All right, so even though there was enough excitement for one Friday night, there was still more football being played, not just this game. The Kennewick Lions, Southridge Suns, Chiawana Richland, a whole bunch of different games. Let's take a look at all the highlights from around the league.
The K-Down Showdowns, the Southridge Suns versus the Kennewick Lions, unbeaten in the conference so far. Both teams, Caden Diaz would be unfazed by anything. He rumbles all the way into the end zone, and the Southridge Suns pull out a close one versus the Kennewick Lions, 16-15. A heated rivalry. The Richland Bombers would take on the Chiawana Riverhawks at Fran Rich Stadium. Richland would get on the board first. Whitby to Cedric Samples, and Chiawana's Clifton Lozano with the big game, but it would not be enough. The Richland Bombers come out with the victory over Chiawana, 21-14. The Hanford Falcons would travel to Edgar Brown Stadium to take on Luis Murillo and the Pasco Bulldogs. Murillo on the ground, over 100 yards, and this touchdown trying to make the game interesting, but Jalen Devine wouldn't have none of that. He rushed for 186 yards, 8.9 yards per carry, and this touchdown, and the Falcons would come out with the victory. The Walla Walla Blue Devils would take on the Davis Pirates. Jonah Ho for Walla Walla. Davis, Carlos Pierre Vajaro has been strong all year again tonight, but it would not be enough. The Walla Walla Blue Devils come out with the victory over the Davis Pirates.
All right, so when we come back, Jerry is going to walk us through his Big Nine breakdown from this weekend's games. Plus, he's going to have his power rankings, new players, new teams all over the place.
Southridge is forcing my hand, Manny.
Right, now they have to. Look at that. So, a lot to look forward to here on WSN's The Zone on Fox. Welcome back to WSN's The Zone on Fox. Big Nine action. It happened.
That's right.
Last Friday night. Let's take a look at those highlights.
The Eisenhower Cadets would take on the Eastmont Wildcats in Moses Lake for a Saturday game. Darren Hargrove, 21 rushes, 160 yards, And this touchdown, Darren Hargrove having a strong year for the Wildcats. Speaking of strong year, once again, Colney Castle, a big game through the air, 249 yards, 4 touchdowns, and that brings him to a league-leading 14 touchdowns on the year so far. They've only played 3 games. Ridge Harmon, 9 catches, 119 yards, and 3 touchdowns. He's also having a big year. And the Eisenhower Cadets would barely come out with the victory here, 29-27. The Wenatchee Panthers would take on the Moses Lake Chiefs. Isaiah Brant Sims getting it done on the ground for Wenatchee, showing off the speed, the quickness. He has been doing it all year long. Brant Sims, a playmaker. Speaking of playmakers, how about Justin Simmons for the Moses Lake Chiefs? 265 yards through the air, 3 touchdowns. 3 of those touchdowns would go to his target, Brent Moser. He would have 9 catches, 104 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Both kids looking to move up the top 10 list, and they would go on to defeat the Wenatchee Panthers in a stunning victory, 32-29.
Let's take a quick look at the standings. First, the Big Nine. Moses Lake atop the Big Nine. The Chiefs 2-0. Right behind them, Eisenhower and a tough Eastmont squad. Over at the Mid-Columbia Conference, the brand new conference, Southridge, the sun's shining at the top, 3-0. Big showdown with Kamiakin this Friday.
When we come back, we're going to take a look at Jerry's upcoming picks, which, by the way, how have you been doing on your picks?
You know what? The producers of this show originally wanted to use a dog to pick against me, and I'm glad they didn't, because the dog might be wearing the tie, Manny, and I might be sent home. I haven't. You know what? This has been a tough one. These conferences have been tough. There's a lot of evenly matched teams, so I love it. It's exciting.
Absolutely. We might have a new number 1 player on the list, plus an all-new mixed-up power ranking. So stay tuned to WSN's The Zone on Fox. Welcome back to WSN's The Zone on Fox here at Sunnyside Clemson Field.
Yep.
Jerry, you got your power rankings, your top players, your picks, all that stuff. Walk us through.
All right, let's get right into it. Time for our Big Nine power rankings. At number 3, the Eisenhower Cadets. Colney Castle rebounding with a victory over Eastmont. At number 2, the Sunnyside Grizzlies. Even though they have lost 2 very close games, they are a very tough team. At number 1, the Moses Lake Chiefs behind Justin Simmons, Trino Rubio, and Brent Moser, getting it done. Time for our MCC power rankings. At number 3, the Hanford Falcons worked their way back into it. At number 2, the Kamiakin Braves moved down a slot. And at number 1, the Southridge Suns, undefeated and ready for tomorrow's game. The K-Down Showdown should be an interesting one. Number 1 versus number 2. Time for a WSN Big Nine top 10 list. At number 10, a guy Kyle Robertson from Kamiakin can go without seeing again. Eric Amaro from the Sunnyside Grizzlies, defensive end, doing a tremendous job. At number 9, Carlos Fajaro, wide receiver and defensive back, one of the best there is. At number 8, Brent Moser of Moses Lake, also doing a fantastic job, one of the leading receivers of the Big Nine. At number 7, Darren Hargrove from Eastmont, running all over opposing defenses. At number 6, a shutdown corner from Sunnyside, Joseph Contreras, also made a huge catch against Kamiakin. At number 5, Justin Simmons, quarterback of the Moses Lake Chiefs, doing a tremendous job, just right behind Colney Castle. At number 4, another signal caller for Sunnyside, Eduardo Salmarone, the dual threat. Heroic performance from Salmarone against Kamiakin. At number 3, WSU commit Cody O'Connell has been paving the way for our number 2 athlete, Isaiah Brant Sims. Brant Sims has been going off the past couple of weeks. And at number 1, Eisenhower's quarterback, Colney Castle, SMU commit. And now we look at the MCC WSN Top 10. At number 10, Javon Williams makes his first appearance on this list. Javon doing it on both sides of the football. At number 9, Luis Murillo continues to tear it up on the ground for the Pasco Bulldogs. At number 8, Alex Weaver getting the job done at middle linebacker for Chiawana. At number 7, Kay Perrins is still the leading receiver in the MCC. His quarterback is at number 6, Kyle Robertson, still the leading passer in the MCC. At number 5, Devin Ramos, over 100 yards versus the Southridge Suns. At number 4, Joe Douglas makes his return in a victory over the Pasco Bulldogs. At number 3, Caden Diaz getting the job done, raising some eyebrows as he keeps his team undefeated, running over opposing defenses and also doing a tremendous job on defense. At number 2, Jalen Devine, one of the league leaders in rushing for the Hanford Falcons. And at number 1, the league leader from Walla Walla, Jonah Ho, is WSN's new number 1 for the MCC. Now it's time for Jerry's picks. Pasco and Chiawana face off, the gravel pit showdown. I think that this game will be close, but I think Chiawana once again takes home the rock. Southridge at Kamiakin, the K-Down showdown. Southridge undefeated, facing off a high-powered passing attack versus Kamiakin. I think that Southridge will pull off the upset. Hanford at Walla Walla, 2 leading rushers, Jalen Devine versus Jonah Ho. This is going to be a physical battle. I do think that the Hanford Falcons come out with the victory in this one. Kennewick versus Sunnyside, another physical matchup. I think that Sunnyside will come out with the victory in this one. Eisenhower at Centralia. Ike getting it done through the air but having trouble stopping the pass. I will take Centralia in this one. Eastmont at Wenatchee. Crosstown rivalry. Both teams love to run the football. I think that the Panthers pull this one out. Moses Lake at Davis. Moses Lake has been on fire lately. Davis with some nice young talent, but I believe the Chiefs come out with the W.
So very interesting, Jerry.
Yeah,
we'll
questionable.
See.
It's real questionable. Go on to the forum. I know people aren't shy. Go to the forum, www.WashingtonSportsNetwork.com. Go to the forum page and let me hear it.
They definitely will. Absolutely. We'll be right back on WSN's The Zone on Fox. Welcome back to WSN's The Zone on Fox. So next weekend, we're going to see Kamiakin again. They're going to have the Cardiac Kids, Southridge.
The Hail Mary Twins.
Yeah. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
That's going to be a great game. Be sure to tune in. WashingtonSportsNetwork.com. Myself, Jerry, we're going to be there. Plus, we got not only webcasts in The Zone, we have News Talk 870 KFLD, WSN's The Blitz, a full hour of myself, Jerry, whoever else decides to step in, bantering about what's going on around the league. So be sure to take part in the full Washington Sports Network experience, and we thank you for joining us. Have a good night.
Good for 3, 67